To this now, National Assembly Speaker Thoko Didiza has blocked a parliamentary committee's attempt to subpoena alleged political fixer Mogotsi. She says the body, which is looking into allegations of infiltration in the criminal justice system, has ignored its repeated requests for security. He is accused of having corrupt relations with Police Minister on special leave, that's Senzo Mchunu, and controversial businessman Vusimuzi Kat Matlala. Mogotsi, who's testified before the Matlanga Commission of Inquiry, informed the committee about the murder of informants and ongoing threats to his safety. Didiza says under the Powers, Privileges and Immunities of Parliament Act, a subpoena can only be issued when a witness refuses to appear without sufficient cause. She adds that Mogotsi has been cooperating through virtual consultations and has given his statement to evidence leaders. At the same time, Didiza has also refused to compel forensic investigator Paul O'Sullivan to return from overseas to testify in person. He requested to testify virtually following death threats. Didiza says the body failed to engage with O'Sullivan's reasons for making such an request. In a letter to the committee chairperson, Didiza declined to authorize the summons, citing the committee's failure to engage with O'Sullivan's reasons for requesting virtual testimony. O'Sullivan emerged as a person of interest during the committee's investigation into allegations that were made by Lieutenant General Nhlanhla Mkhwanazi. When invited to appear in November last year, he responded saying he was overseas until late February and requested to testify virtually. The committee directed him to formally apply for virtual testimony. In his application, Paul O'Sullivan revealed he was forced to move abroad with his family following death threats. Last month, the committee declined his application and voted to issue a subpoena. Right now, for more on this, I'm joined by Parliamentary spokesperson Moloto Mothapo, who speaks to us now. Moloto, thank you so much for the time. Really appreciate it. I mean, one thing is for sure, the EFF says it is trying to shield Brown Mogotsi, or Parliament is trying to shield Brown Mogotsi and Paul O'Sullivan from accountability. Perhaps we could just get your response.
Yeah, no. I think that is a very unfortunate assertion, because the Speaker has got no reason whatsoever to shield anyone. She has formed this committee. She has spearheaded the formation of the committee to ensure that it is able to do its job, and she has supported it since day one and up to now. So the decision in relation to both Mr. O'Sullivan and Mr. Mogotsi were taken by the Speaker after careful consideration of the request of the committee. So these are not decisions, Arabia, that can be made arbitrarily, but must be grounded in the requirements regulating the issuing of summons in terms of the Powers and Privilege Act, the rules of Parliament, and the need to protect both Parliament and the committee from court review that is avoidable. So in respect of Mr. O'Sullivan, the records available, that is the information that the Speaker is basing her decision on, that is submitted by the committee. It does not say that Mr. O'Sullivan has refused to appear before the committee. Instead, he has formally applied to attend the meeting virtually as permitted by the committee's own terms of reference, which provides that when a witness has compelling grounds not to appear physically before the committee, she or may apply to the committee for appearance and to testify through virtual platform. And he has done this based on the reasons that he is currently outside of the country and has raised concerns relating to his personal safety. He further offered to testify from any South African embassy abroad, of course, subject to certain conditions that the location of that embassy should not be revealed for security reasons. So the difficulty that the Speaker has with the committee's request is that the correspondent does not demonstrate that the committee has substantively considered or engaged with the reasons Mr. O'Sullivan has advanced when declining his request for virtual appearance. So as summons, and it must be emphasized, can only be lawfully issued where a witness has failed or refused to appear without sufficient cause. And in this instance, that threshold has not been demonstrated by the committee.
So, Moloto,
this may weaken Parliament's case should it proceed to the court. It is also important to know that Mr. O'Sullivan, as you have said, has been engaging with the committee through virtual platform, through the evidence leaders. So the same is with regard to Mr. Mogotsi.
Sure.
The records that the information that has been submitted by the committee does not demonstrate that the committee has substantively engaged with the personal security concerns
okay,
that
Moloto.
Mogotsi has raised.
Moloto, let me interrupt there. Let me interrupt you there a little bit. And I think I just want to focus a little bit more on the Paul O'Sullivan one. And we'll also get into the Brown Mogotsi factor here a little bit more, as you've made note of. But is this to say then that the refusal to have him come through or testify virtually that Parliament has put forward, or that other members have said that they don't want to happen, is now going to be something that is countered then by the parliamentary speaker, which then forces the situation into a virtual testimony by Paul O'Sullivan? Is that now the only way that he would then be able to appear before, or do we have to wait for the end of February?
No. I think what I'm trying to say, put differently, is that the speaker has not closed the door on the request of the committee. The speaker is merely saying that for me to be able to make an appropriate decision that will be able to withstand the scrutiny and the test of the court, should any of the witnesses decide to pursue a court process on the matter, or to challenge Parliament for whatever decision that it takes, supply me with appropriate information and show me that you have engaged with all the reasons that these witnesses have put before the committee. And so far, the committee has not done that.
Okay.
So it is up to the committee, the onus is on the committee to ensure that the speaker is well equipped with the relevant facts and is satisfied that whatever decision that the committee has taken, they have ensured that everything has been done to tick all the boxes, to make sure that the reasons that have been given have been dealt with, and the speaker will be able to take an appropriate decision.
Okay. Is that the same case with Brown Mogotsi?
That has not been demonstrated by the committee, and that is a difficulty that the speaker is having, because the speaker is the one who has to take the decision. The speaker, if she takes an unlawful or unconstitutional decision, it will be overturned by the court. She's the one who's going to sit there in the constitutional court.
Moloto, is that the same?
And must be able to defend the decision that he takes.
Moloto, is that the same case then for Brown Mogotsi? Is that what we're saying?
Yes, absolutely. Similarly with the case of Mr. Mogotsi, the records before the speaker do not demonstrate that the committee has substantively dealt with the matter. He has indicated his willingness to cooperate with the committee, and has participated in consultations with the evidence leaders. So his request is that adequate security measures be considered in light of the nature of the evidence that he's going to present before the committee.
Okay. All right. Moloto Mothapo, thank you so much for the time. Really, really appreciate it. Parliamentary spokesperson, perhaps giving us some clarity when it comes to the matter around then the subpoena not being handed to Parliament by the Parliamentary Speaker Thoko Didiza with regards to subpoenaing that being Paul O'Sullivan, the private investigator, as well as businessman Brown Mogotsi.